Well, hello and welcome, hopefully back to Storytime Saturday, where we're going to get started with our commentary part on reading our children's story today. I don't like calling it children's story because I really do believe what is categorized as children's literature is often really for everyone. It has a moral or some message that is good at any age, and it helps to read these things and to really spark that thought process in anybody at any age. So I just wanted to come back to actually finish finally the story that we read today, My Sister and I, by C.S. Lewis. So I was trying to do the model where you just read through the whole story, but I just couldn't stop talking at the beginning enough to get through the whole story in 5 minutes or less. So I ended up having to come back and read the last line, which is kind of silly. So go back and listen to my last video, please, so that you can hear the whole story. The last line says, I'll read the yeah, where it cut off, basically. But not only do I have I'm just going to read the last page, okay? We can finally agree on two things. We love each other and we are nothing alike. But not only do I have a sister, I also have a best friend for life. The end. And I just want to thank my friend who wrote this story for writing such neat stories about relationships. And they always spark things for me. And that's why in the first video that I started reading her book, the same book, I kept stopping and commenting and things like that. And I was like, that's one way you can read the story, right? A lot of times it's nice to engage kids that way to help them to, you know, um, really pay attention and get the most out of it that way. But other times it's important to save it for after you've read the story so you can hear the whole story and how it flows and let them have their own thought process and let whoever is listening have their own thought process, right? So now I'm going to take time for that commentary. As I read that last page, especially, and I also want to say, I've kind of tentatively read these stories because I know how special and just precious they are, and to the person who is also precious to me who wrote them, and I wanted to do them justice. And so, I'm thinking this is a first time run through. I will do them again, so that I'm not, flip flopping, as my dad used to say, flip flopping around back and forth, but more professional like. So I hope that you will get a good introduction and you will get something out of my initial reading of this book, though, and I know I did. This time through too. I really loved how she said we can agree on two things. We love each other and we're nothing alike. Like, isn't that an awesome phrase to say about any relationship? A lot of times I think we think that, you hear about opposites attract and things like that. A lot of times to do with romantic relationships, but also in any relationship, that can be the case. Um, but I think we really believe that we should kind of spend time with people who are like us, they think like us, they, don't do things that rub us the wrong way because we're not that way. But I think that I would like to challenge that. And even since I said that the reading the story was an extension of Friendship Friday, I think it's important that, there's this verse in the Bible that says, um, something to along the lines that we're iron sharpening iron in relationships, right? Iron sharpens iron, and so there are things that we, of course, iron is iron, iron and iron are the same, but